All right. So Gina asks, any good reading material? And this is a great question for Mike because he loves to read. I struggle with actually reading in general, but any good reading material and or books, of course, besides the podcast from the group that you guys can recommend for beginner athletes. I like how she prefaced that. Of course, besides the podcast from the groups, right?
Yeah.
So beginner athletes. Mike, give us a book or two. Greta mentioned a few great ones in the comments if you guys want to track down and check that. But what's a couple of good books for people that are kind of getting going?
I think anything from Joe Friel is good. He's got his training Bible for triathlon, for cycling, for mountain bikes, for athletes over 50. So Joe's books are really good. And Joe's a super smart guy. He's been doing this, I think as long as Jeremy's been alive. And then I think, if you want to talk about nutrition stuff, the books from Alan Lim and Bijou Thomas are fantastic. And they're real. They're down to earth. They're not like, hey, do these supplements. They're like, eat this real food that tastes really good. Trying to think what else I got over there. Use those first couple books to try to figure out what pieces of the sport you're passionate about and to get questions for your coach or your community about, because those will be you'll find if you have a little bit of passion and curiosity about what you're reading, you're going to read a lot more of it.
For sure. So because I like extra credit and I'm better than Mike, I really like this book, 10-Minute Toughness. It's for me, it's kind of helped frame up the pre-stuff. We talk about kind of the pre-nutrition when you take in all this other stuff. It's helped frame up in my brain of how to approach a situation. For example, I use some of the tactics that he had in there. I hate being on the camera. You guys won't believe that, but I hate it. It makes me nervous, makes me anxious. So I utilize techniques that he talks about in that book. That's a really good one for me. So it's 10-Minute Toughness. The other one that I really like, and you guys are going to see a trend here, it's called The Brave Athlete. And so The Brave Athlete is literally a former professional triathlete and a sports psychologist that go back and forth in this book, and they present it from a sports psychology standpoint, which is very kind of high level, nerdy. This is what your body's doing in reaction to this. And then it's from a high level athlete that goes, here's what the hell I felt. And then he goes, well, this is what your body's telling you. And she goes, well, this is what I felt. It's a really, really good, real down to earth or real life book. The biggest thing, Gina, and anyone listening is you got to find something that you will absorb, right? I enjoy reading about that because I'm always interested in how we can actually take the mind and capture more from the actual body. But you got to find something you enjoy. Maybe you enjoy swimming. Maybe you enjoy anatomy. Maybe you enjoy exercise physiology and you want to know more of the kind of the roots of what we do as coaches. So you got to really find what it is that you tune in with that you're going to actually consume. I've got a bookshelf full of books in there. And some of them I've read 2 or 3 pages in, they just don't fit me. I didn't absorb them at all. So you got to find what works for you, but I prefer the kind of the psychological side of things.